Hey, what's happening? What's poppin', NPL fans? This is your coach of the BBC Kings, where we are facing Aster J in NPL Season 8 Finals. And you guys are obviously wondering why I'm here. And Matty Brollic actually made it here. He had a very dominant season with Aster J. So, first and foremost, I want to say, Aster J, you did a hell of a season. Like, you definitely surprised me. You surprised everybody by doing so well because especially from that embarrassing performance in the GBA, we were able to come into the NPL, which I consider more competitive, and toss some people around like it's no joke. And Rob Jr., which is another very, very strong opponent. So, anyways, the week prior, as many of you guys know, there was a controversial decision between Matty Brollic and Gypsy King. Matty Brollic put Gypsy King, the guy who won NPL season 5, 6, 7, he decided to then put him into a checkmate position. They both put on the timer and they both took the double forfeit loss. So overall, Matty Brollic, this was his decision, and in his eyes, that was the finals. And he didn't want to play in the NPL anymore. And there was a lot of blood in the NPL for multiple seasons, at least two, if not three, between multiple coaches and old coaches who then make decisions in the leaders chat who haven't played an NPL game for like 5 seasons but can make very strong decisions for the entirety of the NPL, which is kind of wonky, but as you guys know, like you have tons of mixtures of people who have, are tired of shit posting and the shit posters. That's kind of how it is. There's the battle between people's maturities and people going way too overboard with caring too much. And there was also another game where Gypsy King and Togavor they faced. Now Togavor, he didn't have a fighting resist, and Gypsy King has a Mega Metacham. Gypsy King just clicks high jump kick 6 times and the game's over. But they were playing mid game. The timer got thrown on because Gypsy King obviously he takes a very long time thinking and deciding what plays he wants to make, especially in a playoff game where if you lose, you're done. So the timer got thrown on, and the timer on Wi-Fi is significantly different on Showdown, where Showdown you run down for a little bit, and if you make it go down to like 20 seconds, it doesn't really reset every single turn, and so Gypsy was put in a position where he pretty much lost the game. Now, it didn't really matter much because they replayed the game, and Gypsy King was obviously able to get a win versus Togavor. There was bad blood with Gypsy King and why they made a decision where every single game prior a timer goes on, the 10-second mark hits, timer always goes off. And that was the unspoken rule. That's how the NPL does their thing, and for whatever reason that they decided to say F it for a playoff game of all things, and every single week for the season there was just bad blood controversy. So Gypsy King and Matty Brawk, they decided to both head out of the NPL, and in my opinion this is it. There's probably going to be other NPL seasons, but it's not the NPL. The NPL is a very competitive league, and that's part of the failures because as many of you guys know there was ego trips and different lashings between the two groups of, as I said, immaturities and people who want to see more future in the league. I guess everybody has their own opinion on things, but this is my also last goodbye to the NPL where I had the opportunity to face Gypsy King in the finals. Gypsy King was able to get the win, and then didn't make it well. He made it again versus Rizzy Powell, but then he lost versus Matty Brawk, and so now we're all caught up. And I want to once again congratulate Aster J in having a very dominant season where he faced guys like Rob Jr., beat him in playoffs, and you got to be a very, very strong coach in order to do so. So, anyways, we're not going to be going over more of the backstory. We're going to be going over the NPL Finals, and shout outs to the fans that have been part of the BBC King Nation, part of the NPL. I've had a fun time. I don't have any enemies. I do have a lot of people that hate my shit posting. They call me washed up, but that's fine, as I'm always trying to have fun. So, Our team, it's very simple, honestly. We got two god sets, but it's going to be the Lottie and the Keldeo. But let's go over the Celesteela. He does have a Diggersby. He's got the Mega Arrow. He has Kamo that has Dragon Dance. I'm just running max HP, max defense Celesteela. You know, EV is very simple. I have Heavy Slam, Air Slash for obviously the Kamo, for Amoonguss, for the Durant, which he decided not to bring, and also Leech Seed Protect because that's what makes Celestial broken as fuck. I got a Choice Scarf Ezelf where I have U-Turn, Psychic, Thunderbolt specifically for the Aerodactyl. I do not get the boost, but I need a good way to revenge the Aerodactyl because it does outspeed my entire team, and I have Flamethrower because he does have the Durant, but I'm never going to click Flamethrower because he doesn't have a dark type unless he is the Silvally Dark, which he definitely could be, but I'm not too worried about it. Next, I have Tyranitar, that is max HP, max special defense with a plus special defense nature with 4 attacks, Crunch, Stone Edge, Ice Punch, and Pursuit. I want to try to pursue the Meloetta because that will set up things like my Nidoking and Lottie really going ham, and also my other potential win condition in Choice Scarf Azelf with Psychic. And I could also get a pursuit off onto the Amoonguss, and believe it or not, like T-Tart is an amazing Coco check, but I have a better Coco check in the Nidoking, which is very offensive, very bulky, and is my Stealth Rockers, where I also have T-Bolt for that Mega Aerodactyl. I get the T-Bolt boost, so even if he does Mega, and he could try to roost on the Nidoking, but that's very risky in itself because Nidoking obviously have Earth Power, and that will easily bop the Mega Aerodactyl. So he's definitely going to have a lot of troubles trying to switch in my Nidoking every single time it goes Coco. So he's kind of in a position where he has to click U-turn more than Thunderbolt, in which I hopefully can take advantage of that. I have a Lottie, which is Mono Psychic with Calm Mind, Sub, Roost because he doesn't have a dark type other than Silvally, in which I can deal with. And it's Keyberry, which boosts your defense by 1 if you're hit by a physical attack. And partly the reason why I'm that set is because I don't want to be pursuit trapped by arrow. And it can be a very, very strong win con. And once again, he doesn't have a psychic resist other than the Meloetta, which I have so many different things for. And my last mon is going to be the Keldeo. He does have the Amoonguss, but if I get Amoonguss out of the way, then Keldeo, like, he does not have a Keldeo switching. And I also have Sub Endeavor, so if he does try to be very annoying with the Amoonguss, I can Sub Endeavor it down, and then I can Pursue Trap it with the T-Tar. So I am going to decide to lead off with the BBC King himself. Sorry I don't have any nicknames, but it was just kind of thrown together. But we're going to try this match. We're going to try to pull out the win in honors of Matty Brollic and in honors of Aster J. So I have team lead matchup here as he's going to lead off with Coco. I wasn't really threatened by anything other than Meloetta, and I could potentially get up my rocks, but I'm not going to get up my rocks this turn because he's obviously going to be threatened out here, but I'm going to decide to go for Sludge Wave just in case he's like Focus Sash with Taunt, or if he's just really ballsy and just tries to taunt. And he doesn't have a very good Sludge Wave resist unless he's a Silvally Steel or something that can switch into sludge Waves. But for right now, if he wants to go Arrow on a potential T-Bolt, which the electric terrain is up because he just went Coco, then he's the man of all men. So anyways, I'm going to go for a Sludge Wave. He's going to go right out into the Mungus. As you're going to see, that's going to be able to 2 a KO. He doesn't have a berry. He's going to go out into a Silvally, predicting me to go for another Sludge Wave because Earth Power probably didn't kill from that range. I'm just going to get up my rocks. So here, he knows that I potentially am going to have Earth Power, so he's probably going to switch out into the Mega Arrow, predicting me to go for a Earth Power, and we're just going to bop this Mega Arrow out of the park as we're just going to fire off a Thunderbolt. And if he wanted to go anything else, like Savali still does not threaten out Nidoking, especially a really bulky one. So here, I wanted to see the Melwetta's typing. I didn't want to go hard T-Tar. If he was going to blow back my Nidoking right here, that would have been fine because I feel like I have enough Coco checks between my Lottie that can check it, between my T-Tar, Azelf that outspeeds it, and I'm also Walk-On Berry on my Keldeo, which is the god of all god sets. But anyways, I'm just going to go for Sludge Wave because he's probably not going to click Psychic because I have T-Tar plus the 2 Psychics. So I'm going to be able to get big damages. He goes for a Calm Mind. I'm now going to switch out into the Azelf because he's probably going to fire off a Psychic here. And I'm going to U-turn out of here. That was the main reason why I went hard into Azelf, as he's going to reveal that he is the Silvally Steel. So that's very, very good information, especially for my Psychics. So now I'm just going to go out into my Keldeo, obviously threaten this thing out, and I'm going to go for a sub, as he goes for a T-Bolt, predicting me to predict him to go out into the Mungus. But once again, the tactic is still to sub down, tried to fish for a Scald Burn, but he's going to Giga Drain. The Scald Burn doesn't really matter too much. I don't feel. I mean, it potentially can, because if I Endeavor get the burn, I still have my Keldeo around. So now I'm going to go for my final sub, as he's going to go out into the Kamo. He was probably predicting me to, I'm not sure, but he's probably going to be max defense, probably going to be able to switch into any 2 attacks from Keldeo, and he just wants to be able to get up his rocks. But as you're going to see, that's really going to haunt Aster J, as I'm going to be Endeavor. I'm going to take out that Kamo, and we're going to be taking a lot of victims here with this Keldeo. I'm going to fire off a Scald, trying to get the Scald burn on the Amoonguss. So he's going to go out into his Coco, fire off the Thunderbolt, and we're going to bring the Coco down to 1%. I could have went into my T-Tar right there to then kill it with Sand, but I know I can live any 2 hits with Nidoking, and I feel like Nidoking's a little bit more expendable because I can still use T-Tar for the Melwetta. He's going to fire off a Dazzling Gleam, and showing that he doesn't have coverage, and I'm just going to fire off a Thunderbolt because spoilers actually don't have Earth Power. So he's now going to go out into his Melwetta. I do not want this to get a free Calm Mind again, so he's going to fire off a Psychic, and that's fine. So now I'm going to go out into the Azelf. I already got prior damage onto the Azelf, so I could have used T-Tar to check the Meloetta. He actually does not kill me with a Focus Blast, but I have no reason not to go to Azelf. And with T-Tar, there's a little bit tiny of a 50-50 because and 99% of the time I just click Pursuit, but Pursuit doesn't kill, and then Focus Blast 2 KOs me. With Azelf, like, I just felt like that was a better decision because I can just freely U-turn, as he's going to go out into the Silvally Steel. That's fine. I get the U-turn, get some more chip, and now I'm going to go out into my Celesteela because it's a free Leech Seed. If he wants to go out into the Moongus the next time, I just Air Slash it down. So he's going to go for a Snarl. That's some godlike prep, but that's fine. We're going to get the Leech Seed off. And I believe here he goes for a Parting Shot to then really lower me down offensively. Now he goes out to the Amoonguss. I missed the Air Slash, but literally doesn't matter. He's got regen. And I'm just going to sack my Keldeo. Yeah, just because I felt that I didn't actually predict him to then do the double switch, but if I sacked the Keldeo there and he stayed in with the Amoonguss, I potentially put him in a checkmate position right there with my Lottie. So now I'm going to go out into my Tyranitar. The reason why I go Tyranitar is because I still could have used this for the Meloetta, but if the Meloetta is Calm Mind, which he already revealed that he's Calm Mind, but if he already gets a Calm Mind up, he could then potentially take me out with a Focus Blast. Before, if rocks weren't up, then he can't take me out with a Focus Blast. But if he's like really, really offensive, which I did not scout to see how offensive his Meloetta is yet because he never attacked any of my mons, he could potentially, if he gets a good damage roll, take out my T-Tar with a +1 Focus Blast, which T-Tar's bust as fuck. So anyways, I'm going to fire off a Crunch. He does not have a Crunch switch in, and that does 40%. So now the Psychic switch is really looking good here. So now he's going to Parting Shot, where I'm just going to fire off another Crunch, and I'm going to go for an Ice Punch, just trying to weaken this Amoonguss. and I really do not need T-Tar for anything. He's going to go for a Giga Drain. That does not do super effective damage. We're going to go for a Crunch because I don't want to kill this Amoonguss, because once again, I want to put Aster in a checkmate position with the Lottie here. So that's what I'm going to do right here. I believe I go for a calm, or no, I go for a sub just in case he was Spore. I didn't think he was Spore, but he does reveal the foul play, and that's actually going to activate my Keyberry. So this, I didn't know if I can go for another sub. Like, I don't know if foul play breaks my sub or not, because I'm +1 defense. I don't know the full mechanics of foul play. I'm just going to go for Roost, and he ends up being Clear Smog, and he gets me there. So very, very good prep. And now foul play is always going to break my sub, so very, very good play. I think he did have to potentially play with, I guess it wasn't a 50-50, because if I went for sub, he goes for Clear Smog. Like, if he goes for foul play, I don't think it breaks my, I don't know the exact mechanics, if it would have broke. Because I do get the +1 defense, but then it's based off my attack. I don't know, weird stuff. But anyways, he shows that he's Pineapple Berry, which makes sense because the Psychic Orb, but now is where if Aster has any chance, it's going to be right now, but I feel like Aster has like less than 1% chance to win because I have two options right now. I can go hard sell Steela, and I put him into a position where he goes for a Calm Mind, and then he takes me out with a Thunderbolt, and then I U-turn a couple times with Azelf and win the game. But I did not want him to somehow not take out my Celesteela, and Azelf, or excuse me, Melwetta is actually Serene Grace. I didn't want, honestly, I did not want to be Serene Graced full paired with Celesteela, and I probably lived a +1 Thunderbolt because Celesteela is broken, and this is still honestly going to be a checkmate position, I feel, with a Lottie, where it's the same circumstances where he has to, his coverage is going to be Calm Mind. He's probably going to have Focus Blast from my T-Tar, Thunderbolt from my Celesteela, and then Psychic because he's already shown Psychic. So if we both set up to Calm Mind, it's the first one to get a crit, but I'm still in a favorable position because I still U-turn twice. And the thing is he only gets lefties damage each turn. And if we both set up to +6, as you're going to see later, I do 15%, and I think he gets lefties damage back. So I'm doing way more than lefties is doing, and U-turn does 40% minimum. So here he's playing the Calm Mind War. He's trying to get, he needs to basically get up to 90% or like 80-90% to avoid the 2 KO from the U-turn to have any chance of winning. And so once again, he's going to fire off Calm Minds, where I'm going to go for Psychic. As you're going to see, that does 15%. So once again, it does not matter because, like, if I spam Psychics as he spams Calm Mind, the next turn I Calm Mind. If we go into the Calm Mind War, I'm doing 15%. He will then have one Calm Mind up. He'll get to +6 before me, but he's still taking chip damage. And once again, I just have to make sure he does not make it to like 85%. So he's going to keep Calm Minding because that's his only chance. He's at 57%. I'm going to go for another Psychic, and I get a crit. So once again, it does suck at the moment in time, but I would have then Calm Mind as he goes for 2 more Calm Minds. So in 2 more turns, 57 plus 12%, that's 69%. Good memes there. He would have been at 69%, and he would then have to crit my, even if he crit my Latios immediately after he set up the like, if he doesn't crit my Latios immediately, I'm doing 15% every single time. And if he does crit my Latios immediately, he's at 69%, which is in range of 2 U-turns. So no matter what, there's no outs for Aster J. So, because once again, there was another controversy, like, oh, well, there was hacks to decide the match. But anyways, this was a very good match, I feel, versus Aster J. I did beat him. I did not want to beat him because Aster, he's already had the short end of the stick throughout the entirety of the thing, but I felt like instead of throwing the match and letting Aster win, I know Aster rather face me at my full. The battling portion, it was me at my full, but my team, it was kind of wonky, but I didn't really have a lot of time because I still got my GB games. But hopefully, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Aster J is the real NPL Finals winner. And until next time, we got our week 2 GB match coming out here pretty soon. Hope you guys enjoy the one. And until next time, I'm signing out. Peace.